trial, 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 trial.
Good evening,
Trial.
ladies and gentlemen. We are back again. We're in the new podding shed. Been discussing this quite a bit lately. As you no doubt now know, we are here. Now, I do think the video is a bit glitchy at the moment, so apologies for that, but hopefully the sound is coming through nice and clear and you can hear me okay. Let me know in the comments if the sound is good, but we'll pod up with the glitchiness for the time being until I figure out quite what's going on. Been a bit of a chaotic day today, getting everything ready for tonight. In fact, it's been chaos all week. I've spent a lot of time inside this shed getting it ready to go. So before I carry on chatting, let's just have a quick look and see if anybody's out there and on the comments. So first of all, Stuart Jackson, Happy New Year to you too. Ed Loud, good evenings to you and Happy New Year. Andrew Norris is out there. It's a bit difficult to see the comments at a glance, but we'll figure that out. Is this going to be a trial tonight? It is going to be a bit of a trial, I think, because we've got a lot of problems to work out and situations to figure out. Some people saying hello. Hello to Adrian. Hope you are well. Sound is clear. However, it keeps saying trial in a female robotic voice. Oh, how often is it saying this trial in a female robotic voice? Because I know what that is. I thought it was meant to be every 30 minutes. We'll just pull up with that. Hello to Charlotte. Hope you are well. Jim M, did the missus shut you in a cardboard box, Richard? No, I'll come to that in just a moment, actually. And good evening all from Ashley's Allotment Diary. Good evening to you. So I think that's and Ian Beddoes, Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year to you too. So let's get the phone line is now open. If you want to call in, it's 07307 135 174. And add it to that. If you want to zap yourself in, the comments are then the link is in the comments. Every 20 seconds, apparently, it's saying every 10 seconds. Oh, right. I know what that is. It's a virtual audio cable. And for some reason, I couldn't get the one that I usually work to work. So I found another one just to be quick. And we'll figure this out in just a moment. So, well, we'll figure that out ready for next week. It's a bit annoying, I know, but I'll test this out another time. So, yes, somebody's commented about this being a cardboard box. It's not. It's a wooden shed that I have built from scratch. It's taken me weeks to get here, but we built it, and then I had a lot of delays due to a supplier basically letting me down quite badly, and that delayed things up. So I ended up completing it this week, and to speed things up, I've built these walls out of hardboard, but I've got to admit, I do not like the look of this hardboard. I think it needs a bit more plywood or something to look a bit better.
Trial.
It does look a bit like, as somebody said, a cardboard box. Also echoes quite a bit, but I'm going to worry about that on a later date.
Trial.
But yes, I'm going to replace all this hardboard at some point with plywood and make it tidied up a lot better. On the rear, I've got this pegboard from IKEA to hang my tools up, which I absolutely love, and it's brilliant. And yeah, a lot has been happening over this side. I've got a shelf, which I'm going to have my grow lights, my heated propagators, my quail can hatch in, and so on and so on, so we can build this up and really go to town on it. So yes, it's been quite fun building this, as you can imagine. Hopefully, this hopefully this robotic woman isn't too difficult for everyone to hear. We'll get rid of that next week. It needs egg boxes to get rid of the echo, is what Ian Beddoes is saying. Yeah, egg boxes. I've actually ordered some sound anti-vibration stuff to go on the walls, particularly behind here. That should reduce the echo as well. Egg boxes is a great idea, but we don't get any eggs. We got chickens for our eggs, so we never buy any in. So I don't get a good collection of egg boxes. Morning, Kin, and another hi from Canada. I've missed. Was it Dirk? Yeah, sorry, I missed Dirk. Hello to you both, all the way in Canada. A pent style roof, my favourite type of shed. Absolutely, I much prefer a pent style roof, mainly because I'm 6 foot tall, so I'm not massively tall, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm a good size. But when I stand up in here, I can actually stand up, and that side I can sort of just stand underneath it. But that's why I've got the shelves there. For that very reason, a pent shed just makes life so much easier. Plus, it's easier to add gutter in my opinion. Every 15 seconds. Oh, sorry. It's how can I? Let me try and think of a way I can get around this. I know what I can do. There might cause a bit of a problem with something else. Where is it? Not that one. Hopefully, the sound might be a bit off. Can you just let me know if you can still hear me? I've got rid of that 15-second woman robotic voice. It said every 30 minutes, and I didn't get a chance to test it, so I'm a little bit annoyed about that. Just going to cause a bit of an issue, I think. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully, let me know if you can still hear me, please. And quickly, I'll go through. That's better. Excellent. So you can hear me now. That solves that. Excellent. What else is going on? Rough when you have to be a sound engineer, video engineer, and everything in one is really difficult. But we've got there in the end. It just now means that my audio and video isn't synced up like I would like it. But don't worry about that. I'll figure that out for next time. Do say you have a video coming up over the coming weeks showing a shed construction from the previous months. I love building sheds. Well, I did a podcast on how I built this shed a couple of weeks ago. I was going to video it. The trouble I had with videoing it was that by the time everything arrived, I just had to get it on and done because I was behind on the times, and I really just wanted to get this shed built and ready to go. So no, I will do a video on what's going on the inside though, and probably when I take down my other shed, we'll get to that better. That's better, Richard. Thank you. No worries. Sorry about that. I didn't realise. Trouble is, I can't hear what's going out, so I apologise for that. It's a technical aspect, but we'll worry about that. And everyone can still hear me. Excellent, excellent. Right, now, I said about this last week in that what I was going to ask everyone to talk about this week was, not that one, what's your gardening New Year's resolution? Now, I've recently been in a video on Erica's Little Welsh Garden, I think that's her name, where I discussed, and a few other gardeners out there had joined in to share their own gardening resolutions. And mine is, I'm going peat free. I've spoke about this on the podcast, spoke about this in a great number of places, is that I'm only using peat free compost. So that is completely my new resolution. And if that is something that anybody else is doing, let me know. But if you want to share your own New Year's resolution, put it in the comments, or you can call in on 07307 135 174, or you can zap yourself in on the link which has gone into the comments just now. Right, quickly. The trial could be coming from a virtual cable. I just looked on StreamYard. It is a no, it's not StreamYard because I paid for StreamYard. It was a virtual audio cable. Have I done that one? Yeah, right. So we've got a comment there. Happy New Year from Ad Webb. Happy New Year to you too. And good evening to my dad, who's also out there. So, yeah, as I said, the question we were asking is, what are your New Year's resolutions? And Stuart Jackson is saying, mine is to grow more veg, and I'm going peat free. Glad to see somebody else who's going peat free. I think it's very easy to do nowadays, and the fact that there are better composts out there which enable us to do that just goes to show that it is really easy to do. And I also know Stuart Jackson only really got into growing veg last year. So we'll that's growing more veg. Stuart, you have to call in or zap yourself in and let us know your actual plans with what else you're doing in your veg patch to expand your area, because I believe you've been doing that. Now, as I said, my main one is going peat free, and what I found this year, I went to Homebase and I found they had two identical types of compost. The bag was identical, the price was identical, everything was identical. The only difference being one was peat free and one contained peat. So I bought both bags and I used them as a grow bag and grew tomatoes in them to see if there was any difference between peat free and non-peat based and peat-based compost. And my result from that experiment was they were both identical results, which for me proved why I'm going peat-free. I can see there's a few more comments coming in with a few other people, so hopefully their New Year's resolution is. Ed Loud, mine is not to give up with the herbs on my windows. Give up too easy years ago. Ed, you are not going to give up with the herbs on your windowsill. We're gonna get you growing those herbs, because I know you love your cooking, I know you love your food, and I also know you really want to grow in the places that you have available. Charlotte Gleason, peat free sounds like a good idea. I only buy about 100 litres of compost most years just for seed sowing. You're lucky. I wish I only brought that little amount. I spend way too much on compost every year. I try and make my own compost, but I tend to use that for the soil and not so much for my potting mixes. But multi-purpose compost does soon mount up, and it's easy to go through quite a bit of it. That being said, I use multi-purpose compost mostly in my pots. So perhaps if I grew in the ground, I wouldn't need so much in the way of multi-purpose compost. Adrian Cable. Mine is to get my plot at the moment. To use my plot at the moment, it's full of sheep poo. Well, that sheep poo is going to fertilise the ground quite nicely for you. So that's going to be great. I'm guessing, obviously, there was sheep on your allotment beforehand, which have probably cleared out a lot of the weeds as well. Right, Ian Beddoes. Walked to the bottom of our garden the other day. Sprouts I planted 18 months ago are now bearing results. Why did they take so long? No idea why they took that long. Maybe just the conditions weren't right when you planted them. Actually, yeah, 18 months ago. Was that planted or sown 18 months ago? They may not have had a long enough growing period in that first year in order... I've just realised my chair's dropped. There we go. May not have had enough of a growing period in that time in order to sort that, to get a good crop. Sorry, I'm just feeling underneath me, my chair is just slowly dropping down. I'll have to get a new chair out here. Adrian, full of sheep poo. There we go. What else? There is a lot of it. Like, it'll rot down. It will rot down. And I think sheep poo is quite cool, so it won't burn the plants. But give it 6 months, and it will be rotted down anyway. Now, Ed Loud is saying, just basil and mint are there now. Sadly, got them out of the supermarket. Couldn't find an open local greengrocer. Rosemary outside in a pot. That's great. Supermarket stuff that they sell in the shops, it's a great start. It's quite cheap to buy, and they're not the best looked after plants. They're very speedily grown. But as a quick herbs to grow on the windowsill, I think they are great. As Charlotte Gleason's New Year's resolution is to try and fill my beds all year round. Over this winter, I've had a third empty. Yeah, that's a really good New Year's resolution, actually. Try and keep the garden growing all year round. At home, I've actually managed that quite easily because we don't have a huge... Well, I do have some quite large beds, but compared to the allotment, there's still a lot of land on the allotment that doesn't get used. That being said, anybody who listened to the podcast this week or heard what I said on last Sunday on the live show, where I said that going down the allotment, I got stuck in the ground. So I don't try and go down the allotment so much or have so much growing down there. This year, actually, I'm going to be growing my Christmas veg at home. I'm dedicating an entire bed to growing Christmas veg. Turbo Stream. No New Year resolution here, but I'm trying to keep on learning how to grow more veggies. Well, there we go. You're in the right place to learn. I think in this audience, we've got a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience between us. We have a caller. Hello, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Rich. It's Stuart Jackson.
Hello,
from
mate.
Wiltshire.
From Wiltshire. How you doing?
I tried to do the StreamYard, but it wouldn't let me in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Just something come up. I thought, I'll use the old-fashioned thing.
Okay.
I'll use the dogger bone.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So I think I asked you to call in to share your...
You did, yeah.
Yeah. Your garden plans.
My plans is to double the size of my bed, so it should be 6 meters square by the end of the spring. For vegetables, I still got probably twice that for flowers.
Yeah.
But I put out today that I've started sowing for the sales, and
Yeah.
I've already had people come back in with orders for veg, so I'm going to have to start selling veg as well.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I don't care what I grow as long as it goes off the table, and as long as I've still got celeriac, carrots, beetroot, parsnips in the ground, or in buckets or in the ground, so it won't take long to get things growing.
No.
I've got peas. I've got more peas than I know what to do with at the moment.
What, pea plants or pea seeds?
Pea
or...
plants, yeah. I think every pea must have germinated. The mouse didn't have any this year. Last year I lost quite a few to the mouse, and then this year the mouse hasn't had any.
Excellent. But they're going to grow on over the winter and produce an early crop of peas.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
I think they're mostly meteor, I think.
Yeah.
And then you sent some out in your supporters pack as well. I can't remember what they were.
I think Aldisham early or something.
Yeah.
Feltham first.
Yeah, so I'm getting there, but it looks like people are still going to... I was sort of asked last year if I had any veg plants, but I was only, as you know, only got into it last year, so I didn't have that much spare.
Yeah.
So everybody around here that started last year is going to carry on by the look of it. So brilliant news, really.
Yeah.
There's so many gardens wasted around here. I know people have different uses for their gardens, but just to see it down as lawn or to see it as decking and patios, it just winds me up.
Yeah, well, I think there's a place for patio and there's a place for decking and everything, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've got quite a large patio here, but we use it rather than walking on the grass or anything.
It's like concrete drives, isn't it? You know, then they moan that the water sits, and you think, well, the water sits because you've got a concrete drive and you've not put drainage in properly.
Oh yeah.
You know, my garden's not massive, but it's still very wet, and I've got no, apart from the small sort of 4 meters patio, that's all I've got comes off the conservatory. The rest is grass or garden. So, but I just can't get to the greenhouse without wellies on. I don't know about your ground.
Well, I got a path that takes me right up to my greenhouse and my shed, so I'm okay for that. But the grass and the veg patch area, it's dried out a bit today or the last few days because we hadn't had rain. But it's very, very greasy, very slippery, and pretty much like a quagmire at times.
Well, I was stood in my greenhouse one day in the week and I had my wellies on and the water was over my wellies, like over the foot of my wellies.
Yeah.
So it is drying out slowly, but it's going to be a dry week by the look of it, so that should be all right.
Yeah. Well, I noticed as I came down to this shed tonight, it started to rain, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
The shed's looking good. I hope there's a video about the outside as well.
There will be, yeah. I mean, the trouble with making a video is that everything stops to make a video, and when you just got to get on and do something, I ran out of time, in all honesty. But I've got a lot to talk about on it, so we'll save that for another time.
That's what you get making saying I will be in there next week.
Yes,
you were you had to do it then.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help. We're in tier 4, so quite a few places are shut as well. Otherwise, I would have used this hardboard. But that's another problem entirely.
I think we'll all be in tier 4 by the end of the week.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, that brings me up to a nice question to ask you. You teach your kids at school gardening.
Yeah.
How? If you're going to, or schools are closed, how is the garden going to be looked after at school?
If in the school holidays?
Well,
and the lockdown. Lockdown, we will go in.
Yeah.
Even if they won't shut the school completely.
Right.
Because there'll be key worker children and vulnerable children, so we'll all be put on rotas anyway. So if we go to that, or the other option is what we did just before the summer holidays was there's 6 in our, or is there 6? 5 in our group, in our class, teachers wise. So 3 are doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the other 2 are doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, so you split the class. Well, no, Wednesday's cleaning day, but like so they do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So there'll be somebody in all the time.
Right.
So somebody will look after what's at school. But at the moment at school, everything that is growing is in the ground.
Yeah.
So there's broad beans, peas, garlic, and onions in at the moment. And then when we get back, depending on, I can't remember what class I've got this week for forest school, but the carrot seeds start going in. And anything got any classroom that's got windows, I will be using them.
Excellent. That sounds like my house.
And that's the problem, is that not every class has got windows.
Uh-huh.
The new builds, we've got 3 new classrooms, there's no windowsills.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah,
it's there's a problem, but I'll get round it somehow.
You need to
Somehow I'll get round it, but we've got a greenhouse and a polytunnel, so we should be all right.
Yeah, get some grow lights.
Sorry, Rich.
I said get some grow lights for the school.
Yeah, I seen that on the Facebook page the other day, and I am looking at getting them for home, but I don't think I can afford them at school at the moment because I've got a wish list that's going in this week.
Right.
I've got was it £666 from Waitrose to spend? But I need compost. I need seeds. I need, there's stuff that the kids need, and they need new gloves because the gloves are bad at it. You get I need to get 20 pairs of gloves minimum. So that's 60 quid gone.
Yeah.
Because there's no point buying paint, go to the paint shop and get them because they won't last 2 minutes.
No, of course.
So I have got a wish list going in this week, but if the headmistress are going to have time to look at it or not to approve it, because I have to have it approved, and then it's normally you order it, Stu, and then you put a claim form back in.
Yeah.
But I'll probably sit with the business manager and use the school credit card.
Right, excellent.
To order it. Otherwise, it comes out of my bank account, and I've got to wait 6 weeks.
Yeah. Of course. No, you don't want to do that.
No. But my garden is going to be veg. You'll be proud of me this year.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how you get on with your veg gardening this year. You've been one of my successes this year. So moving forward, I want to see it grow and grow. Yeah,
it'd be great because if the rest of the group could just video one thing they've done and send it in, wouldn't it? That'd be really good. Even if they do a 3-minute video or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can do it on your phone. So now I've done them for lessons for school. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I want to see.
So that's what we ought to do. We ought to grow along together, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because you do your videos, and then if we send in ours, then
all the
you
better.
can pick us up on anything we're doing wrong.
Yeah. All the better. All the more we get, the better.
Yeah. Anyway, I will let either Lee or Ian or somebody else ring in now.
Yeah, okay. Lovely to talk to you, Stuart.
All right, then. Happy New Year to you,
Happy
mate.
New Year to you too. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
There we go. Stuart Jackson, everybody. Now, not ignoring any comments. There's quite a few that came in. So, first of all, Null99, watching you from Cruel Hospital, awaiting. Oh, very sorry to hear that. I hope you are okay. Hayley, my New Year's resolution, just to get gardening. Yes, if I remember right, you're just moving into a place with your first garden or a new garden. So that's going to be, keep us informed with how you get on with that. Not sure when I'll get growing and it's out of action for 12 to 16 weeks. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. 12, 16 weeks, that's going to be April. So there's still time after April, but you've got to concentrate on getting yourself better. Richard Vobes has joined. Good evening to you. Steve, things for this year. Cycle to the allotment instead of using the car so much. I could be using the car much for such short journeys, but always found an excuse to do so. Actually, that's something I should be doing more and more. Cycling to the allotment. It's about a half-hour walk, so I can walk there, but it's always an excuse just to jump in the van and drive down. Oh, it sounds painful for Nui, so I think everyone, you've got a lot of sympathy there. Sheep poo, this is going back to, I can't remember who it was now, but sheep poo is excellent. It will help break down the soil ready for spring. Richard Boves, how are you doing? I'm very well, thank you. How's yourself? Sorry, I don't want to try to get all through all the comments. I found seaweed is a good manure and chicken manure too. Yep, both very good manures. I use seaweed fertilizer to start when my seedlings have just germinated, to build up the roots. I found it really good for building up the roots, whereas the chicken manure is great for those leafy greens such as your leeks or lettuces. What else have we got? I've got to set this system up a lot better because it's difficult to read the comments like that. I'm about to make some raised beds. Can I use silt at the bottom of farm pods to fill them? I don't see why not. Oh, we have a caller. Let's see. Hello, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, it's Durka, and I'm calling from British Columbia, Canada.
Wow. Hello. How you doing?
Good. I was just watching your videos from last, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago. I was catching up. You guys were talking about Swedes.
Yeah.
And did you know that they candy Swedes into a fruitcake mix, like the actual fruit?
I didn't know that. No.
Yes.
Wow. They add a load of sugar, or do you know how they do that?
No, I don't know how they do it. I just noticed that here they call it rutabaga.
Yeah.
And we were looking at the box because I bake and I was making a fruit bread. And sorry if I have an accent, you guys.
That's right.
It said on the box that rutabaga was used to make some of the fruit in the box.
Oh, wow. Wow. I never knew that. I know Swede or rutabaga is used a lot in Branston pickle. I don't know if you get that over there, but it's quite popular over here.
Yes. We actually have a store here called Dixon's or Dickinson's, and they have, Coronation Street tea towels, Lyle's syrup, you name it.
Oh, right. Oh,
it's a British store. We used to have a Marks and Spencer's too, but much to my chagrin, they're gone.
Well, yeah, I do remember there being a Marks and Spencer's in Canada, which it surprised me when I heard.
Yeah, we had quite a few. So
yeah.
And also, you guys were talking about red cabbage.
Yeah.
If you kind of stir fry type cook red cabbage in apple juice with bay leaves and a bit of onion.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds very good.
Then it's not, if you don't like soppy vegetables, that's kind of a cool way to go.
Yeah. I mean, we eat a lot of stir fries anyway, so I've never thought of trying that, but that sounds really good, and I'm going to give that a try this week. Now you've said that. Yeah. How's the weather out there in British Columbia?
Wet.
Wet. Same as it is here then.
Wet. We live in an area that drains really well, so you could have like a lake in the field in the morning, and then by lunchtime, 4 o'clock, it's gone.
Right. Oh, okay. So yeah, really good drainage soil.
Yes, the garden is not. It never flooded.
Right.
It's never flooded, and actually, we live a little bit in a river delta. So if you go to Google Earth and they have summer shots.
Uh-huh.
If the Google Earth is from the summer, then and the area is very dry, then you can see the runs of gravel in the land because that's where it's the driest.
Right. Which area of British Columbia are you talking about with regards to the river?
Fraser Valley, Fraser River.
Fraser Valley, Fraser River. Right, I'll look into that later as well and find out. Because you've got quite a bit of land from the photos you shared in the group. You've got quite a big garden and several polytunnels, if I remember correctly, as well, don't you?
Well, the one we have, the big one, the 50 by 25 feet, the one that just got the plastic replaced, is they call it a greenhouse. It has 2 layers of plastic, 2 layers on the ends and 2 layers on top. And then about 4 feet of the sides roll up. And the reason it has 2 layers is because there's a fan in there that blows, there's a fan that blows airs in between the 2 layers of plastic.
Yeah.
So then it keeps the plastic fairly firm. So then the wind isn't slapping the plastic around.
Oh.
So the last poly I had on there lasted me, I think it was from 2009, and I just replaced it for the first time.
Wow.
And we live in a very, very windy area.
Wow, yeah, that's very surprising. Because I'm not a great lover of polytunnels, as no doubt you know, purely because of the fact that they never seem to last in the wind. But what you've just described actually sounds like it's got that second, and I suppose that second layer also keep the heat in a bit better as well.
And yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but the sides roll up.
Yeah.
So that you can let some of the heat out. And I know that sometimes in the summer, if I'm not paying attention, like if it's been raining, I sometimes roll the sides down because the drip from where that roll ends, when it's rolled up, it drips onto the plants, and then I don't want that. So, but if I'm not paying attention, and then you open it up, and then you're just sitting you're sitting on the side, and you're watching you just watch the heat waves come out.
Right. Wow. That sounds amazing.
So, yeah, no, it is. We've had it since 2009. I'm extremely happy with it. I giggle a lot in there sometimes. I wish I could garden to its capacity.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
You know?
Oh, definitely. It sounds like it's been a worthwhile investment.
It's just, yeah, it's awesome. I don't know how small you can get them. There's no lighting in it. You could put lighting in it, but it's not something that we've ever been interested in. We get enough light here. We're good.
Yeah, I bet you are. Yeah.
Like grow lights. I don't know, grow lights. I see you guys have been talking about the grow lights, getting grow lights, but then the thing about grow lights is that you have to match up. Once you move that plant outside, it seems to me that you have to match up the amount of light it's had underneath the grow lights with the light it's going to get outside, because otherwise it's not going to do that well anyways. What do you think about that comment?
Yeah, you are completely right. But what I find with my grow lights is that I use them to get plants started off a bit early, so they can get nice, big and bushy, plenty of leaves. They normally don't go outside or away from the grow lights till March anyway, by which time there's plenty of light available for them. And because they've got really good bushy leaves, they can actually capture a lot of that sunlight quite a bit easier than if they're younger plants. That's my my analysis anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, absolutely. But I didn't think of it that way. It just, like I say, it just occurred to me that if you're growing something under light, you have to match that light, because otherwise you're not really.
Yeah.
Like if it's got to catch up outside, then you're not really that much further ahead.
No.
But grow lights are new to me.
I think they've only recently got down to a price that is affordable for most people. They used to be very expensive, but now they are down to a good price. Yeah.
And then, you know what, I think the place where we also differ is that I probably, like you said, I have more space. I mean, and that's just a Canadian thing, right? Or you know, like we just have more space.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes.
That's just it. I mean, mind you, they're starting here for quite a few years now, but they're starting to come to where they also have something similar to an allotment type situation where they're called community gardens.
Yeah. Yes, I know they've got some out on Vancouver Island.
Yeah, so, and that's kind of an allotment too. They pay per year and they share and whatnot, and that, you know, but even there, I think they've moved it twice now. Even with all the room, they've moved it twice.
Right.
So,
Well, that sounds like a normal allotment to me over here. The way they move things around and everything.
yeah, well, they've had to, because one property got sold to put into houses, and then I can't remember the reason for the other one. Richard, I just wanted to say Happy New Year. I'm not going to hog. I'm going to get off the phone.
Well, Happy New Year to
I
you
just
too.
wanted to say hello. I am a girl. It's Durka.
Durka. I've been meaning to ask how you pronounce it. So Durka. I do apologise.
Yes, I'm Dutch. I was born in Holland. I'm Dutch. We immigrated years ago.
Right. Yeah.
69 or something.
Well, I won't forget that now.
It's okay, really. With so many, you know, we all have different names and everything. It's fine. It's really fine. I have a giggle. So it's fine.
Lovely. All right, lovely. So, okay.
Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna hang up. I thank you kindly for taking my call. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yep. Happy New Year to you too. Thank you very much for calling in.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye. There we go. International calls, everyone. Fantastic. Absolutely love these phone calls when we get them from somewhere really surprising like that. What is the time? 7:15. Plenty of time still. Plenty of time still if you want to call in. It's 07307 135 174, and I'll add the link if you want to zap yourself in as well. Quite a few comments, so what have we got? So Steve, anyone sowing chilies this month? I did it really late last year to seeing what I can sow on windowsills over the coming weeks. Chilies, I sowed some chilies in November. They're actually doing really, really well. They're not out here yet. They're still indoors. But yeah, I probably, if I sow any chilies, it'll be towards the end of the month. But I will be sowing aubergines towards the end of the month as well. Could also do sweet chilies, of course, as well. What else have we got? Junior is out there. Hello to you. I hope actually to get my garden plot going properly this year. No excuse. No excuse at all. This seat keeps dropping. It's getting annoying. What else was there? Robert, I love swede. Could eat it every day. I really like swede as well. The trouble is I seem to forget about it and then try and plant it way too late. That's on my New Year's resolution for next year. I'm going to plant it a lot earlier on. My New Year's resolution is not to grow 40 tomato plants. That's probably a good idea. 40 tomato plants is a hell of a lot of tomatoes. How many do I grow? I probably grow about 10 on average, and even that is probably too much. The trouble is I like different varieties. So, yeah. Ian, I don't quite not quite sure what Ian's on about there. People were talking amongst themselves. What else was there? This one. Is that the Hori Hori I can see behind you? I'm going to order one soon. Excellent piece of kit. You are right. It is the Hori Hori. This is. Hopefully I won't get told off for showing this on camera. But it's a garden tool, so it's allowed. My Hori Hori knife. Absolutely brilliant piece of kit. I couldn't get a second camera set up just yet, just for today. Now, a proper Hori Hori would have a serrated edge on this side, whereas I haven't got a serrated edge. I've just got the normal knife on that side. But this is great. I just have it on my belt when I'm in the garden, and it's great for obviously weeding or digging or cutting things. It's a real handy tool. Traditional Japanese garden tool. And yeah, I love it. Absolutely brilliant tool. Bought it earlier this year and I haven't looked back. And this one came from Niwaki, which are pretty good supply, pretty well made piece of kit there. Wiltshire 1 minute, Canada the next. We'll see where we go next. Who knows? We might end up in Australia. What was this? Oh, more going on. Oh yes, I need all the advice I can get. I want chilies on my windowsill. Okay, well, I think I've caught up with the comments now. Apologies if I've missed anybody's comments. It's actually quite difficult. I've got to rearrange the setup here to see all the comments, but we'll worry about that at another day. But yeah, chilies on the windowsill. Great time to do, actually, Ed. Email me your address and I'll send you some seeds. What you want to do, sow them, wait till they germinate, then we'll prick them out into individual pots. We can, if you're going to grow them indoors on your windowsill, probably towards the end of a month is when you can sow them. And if they were going to go outside, probably wait until about March. But in your case, I have no problem with them being sown at the end of January, and they will actually produce some really good, really healthy chilies. Now, chilies do like a long growing period, which is why I try and sow them earlier on, just like aubergines. So yeah, great stuff. Like I say, send me your address and I will send you some seeds, Ed, and we'll get you growing those. Hello, Ernie. He's joined us, and that knife will be good for scaring the thieves away. No, I've got several machetes for that, which are actually much better. But I haven't got those in here actually. They're probably still in the other shed, which when I take that down, they will be in here. Blimey, don't mess with Richard now, then. It's a tool. It's a brilliant tool. It really is. So I highly recommend them. And it's the fact it's a traditional Japanese tool. I think it works so well. It's a digging knife. What else have we got? Well, thanks, Richard. That'd be great. Yeah, no worries. I can send those to you. Just email me your address. It's richard@adventurebirdpodcast.co.uk or Facebook message me that. Stuart Jackson, which chilies should I sow now? Thanks, team. Pretty much all of them can be sown now. It's whether you're going to be growing them, whether you're going to be sowing them on the inside. If you're sowing them outside, then no, it's way too cold. If you're sowing them in a greenhouse or ideally on a windowsill, pretty much every variety can be. But I would wait till the end of January before you start doing it. The Apache is one that I sent out in November, and they're doing really, really well. What else? Naga, pretty much any of them. Lots and lots of choices. I was looking for potato seed in a garden shop. Only been told. What? How? I was looking for potato seed in a garden shop, only to be told they never sell them. Well, that makes why would a garden shop not sell potato seed unless it's a very, very small garden centre or garden shop, I guess. But pretty much every garden centre I know of will sell potato seeds, unless you or seed potatoes. I'm wondering if somebody's got a bit confused when you spoke to them here. When you said potato seed, they're actually thinking of packets of seed instead of seed potatoes, which are basically small potatoes. That's the only thing I can think of is that would be a reason why they don't sell them. Richard Vobes, how are you heating the shed? With my hot air at the moment, I'm going to get a heater in here at some point, but at the moment I'm running off an extension lead, so I haven't really got any heat going on in here just yet. Once I get the heated propagators in here, the growing systems and the grow lights, it'll probably also warm it up as well. But all the walls are insulated, so that retains a bit more heat. At the moment, the door, I don't know if you can see it really, no. The door, it's got the cable running through there, so I can't shut that properly. But yeah, there will be a heater in here at some point. Can you sow peas yet? The kitchen windowsill yet? Not put heat on in the greenhouse. You can just about sow pea seeds now. Last year I sowed some in December and they worked really well. So January, I think so. But keep them on the kitchen windowsill. As you've got a heater in your greenhouse, then once that greenhouse is warmed up, they will probably be fine out in your greenhouse as well. So definitely, yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot. Got nothing to lose, have you, at the end of the day? What else? Somebody was showing it. Ashley's allotment die was showing a tip. I didn't quite see that. Apologies. Richard, are you having problems with broadband? It's very jumpy. No, it's not the broadband, because I think the audio should be coming through fine. It's the encoding for something, because I'm using a different setup. Well, in a different area. I'm using a different machine, and I've got. I'm not quite sure why it's doing this jumpiness. We'll figure it out for next weekend and make sure we got it. Plus, I'm not actually on my broadband. I'm using my phone connection as well, which is usually a lot better than my broadband, because my broadband is crap. Anyway, that's it. Money Boots has joined us. Good evening to you, buddy. Hope you're well. All right, so Mike Stevens adding some information to this seed, potato seed. No, I looked at the display, there was no seed, and the manager said it's not economic to sell potato seeds as the packets need to be ordered in the hundreds. Obviously quite a small garden shop then by the sounds of it. But definitely unusual, very unusual, because even B&Q or Wilkinson's will sell seed. That's probably not a good example, but pretty much every garden centre I know of sells seed potatoes. So, however, not to worry, there's plenty of other places you can get them from. You can even get them online nowadays as well. They'll send straight to your door. What else? Just wondering, can you take seeds from a chili you've grown and grow another plant from that? Someone told me they couldn't do that with their cucumbers. Well, you can, is what I'd say. You've got to. The thing is, you've got to let the chili seeds go really ripe before you take the seeds out and dry. And the thing is with cucumbers is that we harvest them quite young. So the seed doesn't get the chance to fully develop and dry out, because we want them generally to be quite watery when we eat cucumbers. But that might be what they're talking about there. But definitely chilies, and even chilies you buy from the supermarket, save the seeds from those and eat those, grow those even. I've never heard of potato seeds, only seed potatoes. you can get potato seed. Well, let's say you can get. If a potato produces a fruit which is poisonous, but there will be seed inside that fruit, that would be a true potato seed. But I think Mike was actually meaning seed potatoes. So same thing. My YouTube videos I've seen are jumpy. I thought it was me. No, it's something going on with my encoding, but I'll worry about that another day. It was a small shop, so it was a very small shop, as I thought. Mike, can you chit a broad potato and grow that? You can do that. It's not recommended. I don't, purely because you may not. Well, you could try. You've got nothing to lose, is what I would say, but it's not recommended. What else? Chit, right? Good question, actually. In fact, it's something we'll all start doing quite soon. Chit. So what you do, you take your seed potato and you place it somewhere light and cool, frost-free but cool. And what it'll do is it'll start to grow and pot out a shoot. Now, I'm sure if you bought potatoes from a supermarket and left them in your cupboard for a while, they've started to do that anyway. That's what is meant by chitting, is just getting an early start on the potatoes. And JSA have a good range of seed potatoes, which is an online seed potato shop, and they're very good. They actually supply a lot of the garden centres anyway, so that's another place to look at. Yeah, Turbo Stream has explained it nicely. And Ashley's a Lob and Diary. You need to look for seed potatoes. Potato seeds are literally seeds and takes 2 seasons to get potatoes. It's very, very, the problem with, this is why we go for seed potatoes. Right, how long have we got? We've got 2 minutes left, so I'm going to start closing up in just a second. I think we've done quite well despite the jumpiness that's going on. Ian McGorgan, I guess no CD Sunday for you, as no Potato Day in Petersfield this year. Well, actually, so for those that don't know, CD Sunday is an event that goes on in Brighton every first Sunday in February. It's actually going ahead this year. The trouble is it's in an outdoor market area, so it will be going ahead. And actually, that's probably where I'm going to get my seed potatoes from. So thank you very much for reminding me about that. But it is going ahead, CD Sunday in Brighton. I don't think it's going to be the same as it has been in previous years. That being said, it could all change in the next couple of days or weeks before that happens. Probably got about 4 weeks till we know. Talking potatoes, how were your Christmas potatoes? Good question. So I grew some Christmas new potatoes this year, first time I've ever done them, and I'm not a lover of skin salt potatoes or new potatoes, but I gave them a try. They were tasty. They were like new potatoes, so I'll probably do it again. They went down quite well on the table, although with it only being my wife and her mum, there was far too much food on the table. But Bubble and Squig the next day was just as good as well. My allotment buddy grows from a shop bought potatoes, been doing it for years. I know a lot of people do, but I know it's just not recommended for 1,000,001 reasons, I think is the way to say it. What is on the next podcast? So I take you talking about the audio podcast, Nigel, it's going to be tasks to do throughout January, because it's the first podcast in January, and a few other things coming up. That's coming out tomorrow, of course. What else have we got? What do you think of people dumping chickens due to bird flu? I think they're arseholes if they're doing that, to be quite blunt. Chicken is for life, not just for Christmas, but bird flu is a bit of a problem at the moment. That being said, that's what I've had to do with my chickens, actually, because they've dug up the ground, the grass area where they live, and they're not allowed out. I've had to throw a load of straw and hay on the ground to not be so muddy for them and look after them a bit better. They seem to be happy about it. And final one for the night, because I'm going to close up and head indoors. Bill and Val's allotment. Richard, are you aware you can't take your van on site from the 18th? Yes. So my allotment site is having some roadworks going on, some building works going alongside it, and they're actually preventing a vehicle access from the 18th. So slight problem there, but that's something that I said is I'm going to have to start walking down or cycling down a bit more often. And get the tow rope ready. Yes, that happened last week, but it won't be happening again. Right. So that is it for this week. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. A lot of conversation going on, a lot of interaction, which is brilliant. So I'm going to close up for today and head on in. I've just realised this isn't going to sound the way I've got the audio is going to be different. But anyway. Anyway, that's not the point. I've just seen. Let's close up. Right, we'll be back again next Sunday. Back here. Hopefully, we can do something about this echo and about this glitchy software, but we'll figure it all out next time. Take care, everyone. Come back next Sunday at 6 and let me know if you've got anything you want to bring, any videos you want to send to me to show in, any photos. Emails richard@theventuregrowerpodcast.co.uk. Get the idea. Anyway, bye for now.